Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and today I am making these wee pouches for Easter. As you know, I have 4 grandsons, so I have to do 4. The first one I made is for Ollie, and he's going to be 13 very soon, so I knew I couldn't go wee Easter bunnies with him. He's too grown up, he likes to be seen as grown up. So I just kept him nice, and I've used this Oso ombre paper that we had during celebration. Gorgeous paper. Excuse my plaster, I had to cut him with them. And my daughter wrapped me up. This is St. Patrick's Day. She wrapped me up in a green plaster, which she thought was very funny. So for this one is Oso ombre, a couple of punch circles, and the wee Easter greeting is out of a retired set. This wee Fable frames, which I love. But the next size, sorry, that was 6 by 6. The next size down is the 5 by 5. I can't close it because I've run out of sweets. This one held so many, and I'm putting these wee lovely wee eggs in them. You get them in little a big bag full, but it's not that big when you're filling 4 pouches. So this one is the 5 inch by 5 inch, which we're going to make now. This one is the tiny wee one for the baby of the family. He's only 2. So it's only 4 inches by 4 inches, and I thought it was really cute. The wee tiny face of the rabbit. So we're going to go, as I say, with the 5 by 5. So I've picked this lovely paper from the Supples, Calypso Coral. I will need a bigger cut in that one. I want to cut it down to 5 by 5. I could do 6 by 6, but I have to keep these 2 boys the same. They're in the one family, and he'll be raging. One will be raging if the other got a slightly bigger one. You know what it's like. So cut that down to 5 by 5. Get your turn tape, and we're keeping, that seems to run that way, so cover yourself, get yourself some turn tape and put it down this, this, and this. So 3 sides covered in your turn tape. So that's it covered on 3 sides, and this one is the one that you're going to join and form your wee cylinder. But before we do that, I like to mark it so that it has the wee lines. You can see it on that, okay, can't you? You can see the lines. It gives it a lovely wee rippledy finish, like you've sealed it, like crimp sealed it. So it's very easy to do that if you haven't got a crimper. So just get your scoreboard, and which is the way, this is it. So that's sealing up there. These are your top and bottom. So you just go in, we'll mark it at just over 1 mark over ½ an inch, so 5/8 of an inch top and bottom, and that shows you how far to go down with your wee crimper. So just go in and mark it on every 1/8. I know it takes a wee bit of time, but just do it if that's the finish that you want. So that's the top and bottom done. So we're going to take this strip off now, and we'll join up and make our wee cylinder here. If I can get it up. Come on. I've sort of dented it all in by doing the scores. So this is the trickiest part of this, is getting this flipping thing to join up. So if it just holds while I do this. That over far enough. Of course, it's the only time it'll stick, isn't it? Got there in the end. So that's what you're with, a wee cylinder, and you simply want to do the top part now. And I totally forgot about my grassy bit. You need a piece of a card that you can slot in there with your grass. So I haven't got much of a length there, so I'm going to keep my grass fairly short, but if you measure your card against your packaging, depending on what size you're using, as I say, there's 3 different sizes there, just cut that in slightly so that it will fit inside your carton. No, you're not doing it. I'm going to lay it down, measure it up, and it's coming to 2 1/4 inches. So I'm going to lay this down, and that is just a wee hair's breadth too long there. So that is your quickest way really of measuring that properly. And there it fits perfect. So I'm actually going to let that wee bit stay. So you want to go in, mark it at 1/4 inch. Normally I would mark it at 1/2 inch, but I haven't left myself a big enough piece. So I'm just marking it at 1/4 inch in, and you just take your scissors and start cutting up to that score line. Nice thin wee slices to get your grass. So I'm going to come back to you when I've done that. So that's your grass all cut, and if you cut it nice and thin, you do get that lovely curly look like it is the top. That one's a bit fat looking, isn't it? Like it is the top of your carrot, which is the look you're going for. Nice and thin, gives them a wee curl. So now this is going to be the front of our, because that's the join obviously. So simply peel off your wee bit of sticky tape there. Just whiz right round there, and just make sure you're at the front again, and just set this in. And remember that you've only got 1/4 inch this time, whereas if I give you the right measurements below, you'll be able to cut that at 1/2 inch, which will give you a wee bit more to play with. So just press that down, make sure you've got them in far enough before the sticky takes, and just seal. And that's it, sealed at the top for your wee. Now at this stage I would put the sweets in, but I haven't got any sweets because I just have to get to the shop and get more. It's not easy getting out to the shop this weather. I see I haven't stuck that. Oh, I have, because it'll seal whenever I pull my thing. So now my head's straight here. We need to make our little bunny rabbit. This is the one we're going for. He is 1.5 inch circle, and then for the ears you need your nice oval punch, the double oval punch, and we're using this one. So I'm just using ordinary white copy paper, just a wee scrap that I would normally run through my printer if I was printing something. So you want to get 1 inch circle, or 1.5 inch circle, and then you want to go in with this and get a small oval. Oh, cut your ends off. It did not want to go in for me at all. So take your wee oval and just chop it in half, as close to half as you can get. And we're going to make the ears. So the ears, you want these 2 corners coming turned in, not necessarily bent, but you're curling so that everything looks like oval shaped, but see what I mean? Like a wee flower nearly. And we'll do that to both of them. Just curl it in, press them in slightly, but try and keep the nice wee curl. And because he's a wee baby bunny rabbit, we'll want to give him nice wee pink ears. So just colour in. You can leave a wee white rim up there if you want. If you want a white edge to it. Same here. Just don't go right up to the end. This is a light flirty flamingo. So that's his ears. Now we want to stick them. So you need a wee bit of glue right across that section and that section. And then you just want to fold them over, but not make them too squishy. So the sort of cross, but you've still got that nice wee curled ear look about it. Hope that plaster's not distracting you all. It's very awkward to work with. It'll be getting whipped off in a minute, but I tried without the plaster on, and with the pressure of cutting whatever, it was bleeding out, so I had to stop. So same, just keep that nice wee curl and hope that it sticks for you. Just give it a wee pinch. You're going to get two different size ears by the looks of it, but it's only a wee pretend rabbit. So now we want to add a wee bit of glue to both sections of the crossover. I have a wee bit too much glue in that, so we'll use it for both. Just going to dip this into it. And then just set it down. This is your wee circle for the face. And just decide where you want your ears and press it. And that is more or less as we face our ears made. So you just need to get your pen and draw in the face. So as you can see, this one, we've given him a heart-shaped nose, two larger dots for his eyes, and a wee smile with two wee sticky out teeth. So pretty easy, but start with the nose first, try and get it in the centre. And each one is going to have their own wee character, because there's no way you're going to draw the same if you're any kind of a drawer like me at all. Wee line down, and then this wee mouth. And then give him some whiskers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then just do his eyes. And make them as big or as small as you want. You can have them with a white dot in them or not. All you who are good at drawing could be well, but he's got one big eye and one wee eye. There, that's not too bad, yours not. So at this stage you can give him two wee teeth. Just for a wee bit of character. And then just give him a couple of wee dots for his rosy cheeks. I mean, he's on an Easter egg hunt. He's bound to be exhausted. So at the back of that, put two sticky 3D squares, dimensionals, whatever you use. I'm using my bigger pads to give it a bit of support. And I'm just going to stick this on. So stick it on just sort of below that ½ inch mark there. It'll do his ears, and then you'll know that it should sit okay when you put your sweets in there. So just remember that's closing this way, and that'll give you that nice turn up, but he needs a wee dicky bow so that he can be like the rest of the boys. And I've went ahead and tied, I used my wee bow maker, and I've used 3 at each side of the same green ribbon, excuse me, and I'm cutting it right in close. Both sides. Don't be afraid to cut it. So long as you work quickly, it's not going to unravel. My plaster's sticking to things now. So pull that off, and these wee bits you want to be able to hide with your glue. And the glue that I'm using is the Yoo-Hoo because it dries so super quick. It's the messiest, ugliest glue out, but it does what it says on the label. It will stick. And you want this sticking. If it's for kids, you don't want it coming off in their hands. It is just so messy to use. But I think the wee glue dot would not be enough for kids. So I'm sticking that there, and then I'm off to check anything that's sticking out the bottom so that I can tuck it in before it sticks permanent. So you just need to hold it for seconds. That's the glory of it. If you were using the Tomboy glue, it takes a wee bit longer because it's fabric to card. If it's paper to card, you're fine. But when it's fabric, you need to be careful. So there he is. And we'll just check their faces out. You can see the difference in them already, but I think they're really cute and really easy to make. So I hope you give it a wee go. I'm sorry I didn't have the sweets to fill it up and close it off for them, but I'll get them and I'll have them in there before the photograph, but I don't want to close them up and have to burst them open again. So that's it. All the measurements for all the sizes will be on the blog, and the items that I use for the punch chart as well. So catch us all again next time. Bye.